Here's why I haven't given up when it comes to quant, even though nothing I say is financial advice, and I am not telling anyone to do anything, but this is just my perception currently when it comes to quant. Well, I get it, there's a pullback, and the pullback's been pretty extensive, even though it's actually not as much right now when we take a look at it compared to back in April of 2025 and as well as back in August of 2024 when the market cap was around 700 million in those instances. As of right now, we're still holding at around 900 million. And could things go lower hypothetically? I mean, who knows? I can't control that. But also at the same time, the reason why I haven't given up is because, first of all, I don't think I've seen an altcoin season during this cycle. And second of all, I feel like when it comes to quant, I am still a fan of its fundamentals. I get it. 2000 as of right now is nearly a 27x from here. And the market cap at that point actually at 2000 would be around 24 billion considering current circulating supply. But even despite all this, why haven't I given up despite the pullback? Well, it's because my point of view is that when it comes to a project in terms of its longevity, sometimes it's going to have to be tied to its use case in at least these type of projects that are utility driven. It's going to be probably different in the case of Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. But then when it comes to a project that's more so well known for utility, it kind of needs that aspect, right? If it is known for that. And I still like that aspect when it comes to quant because I still believe in the future of applications within the space. As of right now, there's a lot. Thousands upon thousands, right? But do I feel like there's going to be maybe more that are going to pop up moving forward? Well, it wouldn't surprise me considering their trajectory, even though as of right now, the altcoin space isn't doing the best, and also the space overall. Just take a look at Bitcoin having a pullback. But still, even despite all that, if I still believe in the future of what applications could be, personally, in my perspective, I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I don't know why I would give up on a project that is pretty much kind of focused on that specific niche, I would say, right? Focus on that specific sector. Now, people may be thinking, okay, what do I mean by this? Well, we've all heard about just an application being on a singular blockchain, right? I mean, there's a lot of them out there. But then when it comes to a multi-chain application, it's an application that is built on top of multiple blockchains instead of just one. Now, people may be thinking, okay, what does this have to do with Quant? Well, again, the Quant network, it's made up of the Overledger OS and the Overledger network, and the Overledger OS allows something called a multi-chain application to be built, which again harps back to the previous point I mentioned before. And just real quick, the Overledger network is made up of the Overledger OS users. But even besides that point, again, the Overledger OS I think is a pretty interesting concept and a pretty interesting thing when it comes to Quant overall. Because again, it just kind of basically, I think, would help developers in a way because if let's say I'm a developer and I don't have to be in this situation where I only have to build on one blockchain, let's say I'm not limited in that sense, I can build on top of multiple blockchains. That would be pretty interesting because at that time, right, or should I say in that instance, I won't just have to be limited in my options because let's say I want to build an application that takes advantage maybe of the speed of the Stellar blockchain, but then also kind of have the aspects of security from the Bitcoin blockchain. Those are somewhat of the hypothetical possibilities of the Overledger OS when it comes to multi-chain applications as opposed to if let's say I was only stuck building on only just one blockchain. Because sure, Stellar has its advantages, it's known for being hypothetically pretty fast. But then when I take a look at Bitcoin, it has that track record when it comes to the security, but it's not necessarily known for its speed in some cases. So then this is why I think multi-chain applications are pretty cool. Granted, the options aren't the best, right? It's not like I'm seeing so many of them out there that are that popular, but I'm saying it's just a pretty cool concept nonetheless. I mean, having a cool concept like that, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to do this or do that moving forward, but it just shows kind of the forward-thinking mindset when it comes to something like Quant. However, what I've also found pretty fascinating was that when we saw a market cap of around 700 million back in 2021 when it comes to Quant, not long after that, we saw that rally, right, that it had back then. Who knows what it's going to be this time around, but I'm just saying, that's what I've realized. Now, granted, ever since 2021, we did see that major pullback, and, at one point the market cap was around 500 million when it comes to Quant, but that was like, again, the bear market that followed the altcoin season. But I'm saying, ever since then, we haven't really seen that sort of dip below $700 million in market cap when it comes to Quant. So yeah, that's just my point of view. I don't know why I wouldn't necessarily be complaining too much in my perspective if, let's say, my intention is a dollar cost average, but who knows. But also, the way you take a look at it is this. I didn't mind dollar cost averaging into Quant, like back when the market cap was above a billion, back when it was nearly 2 billion. So as of right now that it's below a billion yet again, would I necessarily complain about that? Again, it's not something I would personally complain, but who knows? It might be different on a case-by-case basis. Now, granted, Quant is not necessarily the most popular project out there of all time, but the way you take a look at it is that the amount of holders, despite what I'm seeing as of right now, seems to be pretty impressive. It's still holding at around 158,000, so nearly 160,000, and this is without altcoins having the best sentiment, and also without necessarily Quant doing the best either. So I find that pretty impressive, considering the current conditions. And again, some people ask me, why am I still believing in Quant? Because quite frankly, right, I could just easily exit and not believe in it anymore. I could do that. But then at the same time, why haven't I done that? Well, it's because, again, I like the fundamentals, and I also feel like I haven't seen altcoin season during this cycle. Sometimes I just believe in something just because I kind of feel like it. That's the way to take a look at it. I guess it's not the best explanation out there, but that's just the way I would explain it sometimes. It's like, for instance, I want to show a picture of me back in January, and of course, this is me right now, but I'm saying, some people are wondering, what happened to me and all this? Well, personally for me, what I've been doing is just reducing the amount I was consuming, and then at the same time, I was doing some cardio, and yeah, that was pretty much about it. But again, why did I randomly decide to do that? I have no idea. It was just like one day I decided to do that. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick, just to kind of talk about sometimes people telling me, why don't you just give up when it comes to Quant? Yeah, sure, I could do that, but then I just haven't done that. Just because I kind of feel like I still want to believe in it, but yeah, that's just my point of view. Now, also, just on a side note, right, I get it, 21 million as a maximum supply when it comes to Bitcoin, it is, relatively speaking, not such a big figure. But then when I take a look at Quant, the maximum supply is around 14.8 million? So even if, let's say we minus 5 million from 21 million, that's not even, 15 million, And again, Quant, the maximum supply is slightly under 15 million. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention real quick. But I guess, at the same time, people like to tell me, there's this project that's going to do this or do that. Sure, I get it that when it comes to Quant, it doesn't have the lowest market cap out there, but I'm not really looking for a micro cap anyways, so I'm not disappointed with choosing a project that has a, relatively speaking, pretty okay sized market cap despite the pullback. And also, my point of view is that if, let's say, Quant just went back to a $2 billion market cap, it's slightly over a 2x from here, right? But if, let's say, Bitcoin went back to around 120 grand, that's nowhere near a 2x. At this point, Bitcoin would have to reach around 180 grand to do around a 2x, which it's never reached before, right? Ever in history, around that 180 grand range. We haven't seen that. For Bitcoin to do over a 2x from where it is as of right now, it would have to reach a level it's never ever reached before. Whereas when I take a look at something like Quant, and now again, I'm not telling anyone to anything, but I just saw a market cap of around 2 billion back in December of 2024, so less than a year ago at this point, and I saw a market cap of slightly over 2 billion back in the end of 2022. So yeah, that's just the way to take a look at it. Again, for Quant to do over twice what it does right now in terms of what the market cap is, it does not need to reach a level it's never ever reached before. That's my point of view. But yeah, I am still dollar cost averaging. Now, keep in mind, when I dollar cost average, even though I am not telling anyone to do anything, I do it once a month. It's not like I try to find the perfect time. No, I'm not going to be able to find the perfect time. All I'm doing is just literally dollar cost averaging once a month, and that's it. And into my favorite projects, of course. And yeah, I just wait and see what happens. Now, I do not only just hold Quant, by the way. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, why? Well, it's because I never know what's going to happen moving forward. For instance, I cannot control this market, right? It's for instance, I was very excited for a layer one blockchain called Cadena, but then not too long ago, Cadena, or should I say the Cadena organization, announced that they're going to be ceasing operations. So then, of course, I was very disappointed when it comes to that, but then I couldn't control that, right? Imagine if I was only just holding Cadena, then it'd be a completely different story. So yeah, that's why I don't only just want to hold one project, but this is just my point of view, but I still keep Quant because I like the fundamentals and I just haven't given up. However, nothing I say is financial advice, and I'm just speaking on my perspective, right? However, yeah, that's pretty much about it. And I want to say thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope y'all have a nice day. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.